A few days ago, we had another Bilderberg Conference where political wannabes and dinosaurs and the powerful elites get together in their echo chamber talking about how they can run the world better than us, the plebs, and how they can give some order to our world. Well, in this video, we have some hilarious footage of the Labour Party's David Lammy, who had some problems getting into the venue. Now, the problem with Bilderberg is we always talk about these sort of things, is that it's a secretive event and they don't really talk about, they don't publish the minutes or the agenda or what they talk about. And on a regular basis, they get together and they talk about echo chambers and nonsensical ideas. And I can imagine some crazy stuff might come out, but it's all confidential. It's not the same as Davos with the World Economic Forum, which is more public. And yet at the same time, the World Economic Forum gets more attacks than Bilderberg. Even though Bilderberg was going on for years and years, back in the day, everybody focused on Bilderberg mostly. But now Davos is getting more publicity and they're more open. So they're getting more scrutinized. So it happens. And the problem is, it's secretive. We don't know what happens in there. The issue that we have is that it's so secretive that the organizers and security, they don't even know who's coming in, because you have all these political wannabes and nobodies who get invited, because they're nobodies, the security are like, well, we don't even know who you are. For example, we had David Lammy. Oh, this is hilarious. This was posted by boys at GETTR. Somebody was outside the venue, I'm guessing to report as an independent media or protest, and they found this random person standing outside talking to security. He failed to get in twice. And then we heard eventually he did get in, but it was later that day or the day after or something like that. Let's go to this video. That's David Lammy.
Look at him.
He's trying to get in. They don't recognize him. Who are you? He's like, I'm the next one century. It's so embarrassing. So he has to leave. Oh, poor David Lammy. He was rejected.
Is it him or not?
Oh, so where's he going? Here, David.
What is that? British politician.
No, came back again.
Yes.
Second, came back.
Sono från
Without his
dove macchine
suitcase.
entra.
He thought the problem was the suitcase. So he
Sì,
took
sì,
it back to his
dai,
backpack.
venite, scusami, c'è qualcuno. Ciao.
He wasn't allowed in again. So now,
Mr. Lammy, L-A-M-M-Y. I don't know. Label, you put label, Lammy. If you go in the list.
oh my god, that is so funny. That's perfect.
Mr. Lammy, good morning. Can you say something to the camera, please? Can you say a sad statement? Why are you at the Bilderberg? How is going the meeting, sir? Mr. Lammy, please.
It's gone.
He took a Uber.
The guy asked a very good question. He said, why are you at Bilderberg? Why are you at Bilderberg? I mean, this is absolutely fascinating. I mean, and it's not surprising. We actually had his dear leader, Keir Starmer, saying a couple of months ago, during a live interview, Starmer was asked, do you prefer places like Davos and the World Economic Forum or British Parliament and British democracy? And Starmer actually did say, he said, I actually preferred the World Economic Forum and places like Bilderberg and Davos because there's less scrutiny and you can just get along with everybody and discuss ideas and just get things done. He doesn't like how in British politics you have to get scrutinized and you get caught if you drink beer and have curry with Angela Rayner. So it's not really a surprise that Team Starmer decided to send David Lammy to Bilderberg, even though he's going to go in there, he's going to sit in the corner like, what do I do? What do I say? Nobody knows me here. And there's probably going to think he's a waiter or something. It's embarrassing. But this is the danger. It's important, jokes aside. It is giving us a preview of what's going to happen. We already have the likes of Jeremy Hunt and Rishi Sunak who are obsessed with these globalist institutions. They go out there to the World Health Organization, to Davos, and they love it. But at the same time, if you think they're bad, just wait for a potential Labour government. Wait for people like Starmer and David Lammy and Rachel Reeves, the same Rachel Reeves whose husband is actually a civil servant working inside the government, which is, again, is just a coincidence, let's just say. We already made a video about that earlier. Make sure to watch that video if you haven't watched it. But this is what's going to come. If Labour gets into power, we're going to have even less democratic mentality inside our government, because the likes of, it's not just about Starmer, the likes of Alistair Campbell, Tony Blair, they started this movement. They were going out there to Brussels, to the European Union, and they were loving it. They were saying, this is the new world. This is how we're going to do things going forward. We don't need the electorate. We don't need the media scrutinizing us. And that's why you have the mainstream media mostly being in favor of the establishment narrative. You don't really get the mainstream media scrutinizing Bilderberg or Davos or anything like that. They would go out there in the name of accountability. They would go out there, the media, and create political witch hunts and stitch-ups when it comes to boring political gossip in the Westminster bubble. They do that. They come after you if you break the rules, if you have a speeding ticket, or if something happens. They focus on that, and they create the illusion of scrutiny and accountability. They are basically saying, look, British politics is transparent. We can hold the power to account. We can hold our prime ministers to account. But they're not actually asking the real questions. They're not really investigating the real issues of the day. That's what we are here. That's what we are doing on this channel and many other channels out there. Whatever happened when it came to the pandemic days, with the virus, with the jabs, with the lockdown policies and everything else, has been completely covered up. And in this channel, we were talking about China and the Wuhan stuff from the beginning of it in January, February 2020. And obviously, the mainstream media are not going to be too happy about talking about any of that. They completely shut down any of those arguments. But we will talk about this, and you have to know the line between truth and theories. And we are going with truth. Every time we have evidence and facts, we will report that. I'm not going to give you my theories. I'm just going to report the facts. Let me know what you think. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.